Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back to your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we are going to be talking about XinFin Network, aka XDC. So with that being said, let's just dive in and let's start off with the overall price chart. So I'm recording this a little bit earlier on in the day, so by the time that this does go live, the price action will most likely change. I am looking at this on the 1 month time frame. It is still up about roughly 100%. And as we do look at the overall price, it has come down to one of my significant levels of interest, which is around like the 6 cent zone. I am expecting a little bit lower, and the reason for that being is if we go back to the all-time chart here, I'm expecting anywhere between like 4.5 cents to possibly like around like the 5.5 cent zone to be retested. But of course, long term, if you don't really care about the short-term price action, hey, the pullback has already started. The pullback is already here. So to me personally, if you were looking at this thing and you want to accumulate, anywhere between like the 6 cent down to like 4 cent zone is a perfect area of interest. But nonetheless, like I do think that a lot more people are putting a lot more attention towards the idea of trade finance finally being digitalized, because this has been a market that's been ripe for disruption forever now. And it's been a token, right? Like XDC has been a token that I've been talking about for almost, I want to say 3 years now. And it's crazy the journey that we had to go through to finally get to this point where people are finally realizing how big trade finance is and how big XinFin will become. And we do see over here from Trade Finance Global, there's a few great conferences to look forward to in September. I know that around the September timeframe, there's supposed to be more standardization happening. They're expanding MLATR as well. And the first one is Gas Tech 2023. This is September 5th through the 8th. Then we have the World Trade Organization Public Forum 2023, September 12th through the 15th. CBOS 2023, September 18th through the 21st. London IP Week, September 25th through the 26th. And then, of course, the third annual Global Trade and Supply Chain Summit. This is the September 19th through the 20th. And then, of course, the last but not least, the 55th annual meeting, September 17th through the 21st. So very exciting. A lot of trade finance conferences that we need to look forward to. And there's also a few other ones, right? Like there's a few other ones down here. I mean, it is a jam-packed rest of the year around trade finance. And like I said, like I think that everyone should tune into some of these. Maybe not all of them, because there is so many of them. But for an example, like the World Trade Organization one, definitely be looking into that one, and also the third annual Global Trade and Supply Chain Summit, because there's a lot of great information here. But I do think that the world of trade finance is getting shaken up, and also it looks as though XinFin is going to expand within a few other areas, one of them being Australia. Australia is an area that's been ripe for disruption forever around a lot of major industries. Trade finance obviously being one of them, but also Australia has been open to a lot of innovation and adoption of crypto, blockchain, and DLT. We already know this from Hedera, right? Hedera has been making a ton of noise in the Australia zone. And we do see XDC, here we come. This is from Marina over on Twitter. Let's connect Australian ecosystems to adopt blockchain technology using XDC Network. Shout out to Shauna the Woke. And here is the video. It's about 1 minute and 34 seconds long.
Hi there, my name is Sean White. I'm with XDC Network, building ecosystems and developing infrastructure and business development in Australia. I'd like to think Australia has an opportunity now to reintegrate with the rest of the world in the world of trade, whether it's through shipping and exports or Web3, DApp, remittances, and tokenization opportunities. It's a perfect marriage. XDC Network has got so much going for it. I think we can really do something beautiful here. XDC Network has such a fine balance between energy efficiency, security, and scalability, and real-time gross settlement. It's just a perfect mix for a utility-based landscape that we're moving into. I really want to see Australia invigorate itself with true blockchain utility. I like to see a host of stablecoin issuance. We can really then start working on an even playing field through our Asian neighbors and through the world at large, especially when it comes to trade finance. We're going to create something very special here in Australia in the next 12 months. I really hope you can come along for the journey, because it's going to be fun. I'm available to anyone in Australia, New Zealand, and the Pacific, and PNG. I want you to come to me and tell me what you want XDC Network to do for you. Let's make Australia and the region a stronger economy and a stronger culture. We all win. We all bring ourselves up to the way we know we can be.
So yeah, shout out to Sean of the Woke there. That is pretty much what we have been watching for, is just expansions within a few areas. And Australia, over the next course of the 12 months, right, the next year, seems as though XinFin is going to shake things up. And this is very exciting. Like I said, once standards go into place, implementation will be streamlined. And it seems as though that's what's happening from the XinFin side of things. Very exciting and awesome to see. And then also we do see over here from 3 days ago, TFDI. So Trade Finance Investor Day, we're going to be focused on deals. This is from Andre Kasserman. He's personally curating the agenda for our event in October. Andre has pulled together a world-class list of speakers and topics that makes this an event with a difference. One of the themes of the conference will be the technology stack, which is helping ensure deals get signed. And this is very exciting. So check this out. I did include this in my triple threat video. It was just a quote of this, but check this out.
The Trade Finance Investor Day will focus on deals. We have worked with a number of banks, alternative lenders, and institutional investors over the last 5 years. And a lot of deals have been able to be achieved on the back of the trade finance distribution technology stack, powered by TradeTech and the XDC network. In addition, of course, we are opening up the event to non-members because we know a lot of asset managers are looking at tapping into trade finance since more than a decade and still wondering how to get access to those assets that are being serviced by banks, factoring companies, and alternative lenders. So the goal is definitely to focus on deals, testimonials, listening to the most advanced players in that space, and learning from that in order for us to scale the market going forward. That's really what the institutional investors want, but also what the SMEs need in order to run their businesses. So linking institutional investors, capital markets with the SMEs through banks, through factoring companies, and through alternative lenders is definitely our focus. And this is how we're going to help close the trade finance gap.
And of course, you know, like he says, like the tech stack is all powered by the TFDI and the XDC network. And this is huge, right? Like this is a massive opportunity, especially for XinFin. It showcases real world utility, especially through XinFin. And it's all around the big banks, institutions, you name it, right? So this is very, very incredible to see. And it's the number one thing that I've been talking about, right? Like as everyone wants to overlook XinFin and trade finance, that's totally fine with me. You know, I will take the opportunity that's in front of me that I know is going to be a huge deal because I know that this is something that is so special, right? Like XinFin with trade finance has first mover advantage. Like this is a market that is ripe for disruption because there has been zero innovation on the technology forefront. So XinFin is already ahead of 99% of the rest of the market when it comes to this. They're the only blockchain company that was assigned to the ITFA, which is huge. So, you know, to me, like this is something special. It really is. And we also do see over here from the ICC, our ICC DSI team is spearheading the charge towards a more inclusive and efficient world of digital trade. This aligns perfectly with the UK's announcement about the Electronic Trade Documents Act, which is set to boost their economy by £1 billion. Again, all through those standardization movements happening behind the scenes with trade finance.
So the Digital Standards Initiative is a public-private partnership dedicated to working with both the public and private sectors to advance and accelerate our journey towards digital trade. In the world of digital trade, every time a good crosses a border, we are using common standards, common practices, regardless of countries and sectors and an organizations being large or small. It means that trade is transparent and inclusive and fast. We need this now. We have the data, we have the technology, we have the public will and the private sector urgency to reach this world.
And yeah, I mean, this is something that is, like I said, it's ripe for disruption. It's here, it's now. And that's why I do think that this is going to be one of those markets that does see the first mover advantage. And we already started to kind of see that. And remember, the ICC The World Trade Organization, Citigroup, and Trade Finance Global recognize XinFin XDC network's potential in trade finance. And this was from April, and I did include this in a video. And you know what's funny about this is, like, you know, now today we finally see it. We finally see the value tied to XDC, and you know, it pays to be early. It really does. It pays to be early. We've seen like roughly a 4x increase on XDC, and today, you know, it's still up 100%. And I do think that long term we're going to be up, you know, a massive amount. I do think that I could easily 10x from here. You know, what would that be, like 62 cents? Yeah, 62 cents. Like, we could easily 10x from here. So, you know, to me, as we really kind of look at a lot of these markets, they're so big. They're so big. They're so overlooked. They're kind of hidden, if you will. We know that the ICC recently posted this. So the forecast for the coming years is promising, with a projected annual growth rate of 5.6% until 2031. By then, the total trade value is set to reach an astounding $35.8 trillion. And we do see in 2022, global good trade was valued at $21 trillion. And imagine all of that value getting pushed over these, you know, new digitalized networks, especially through like XDC. The XDC network is something that I mentioned many times, and it's so special to see. Like, you know, I come on here and I talk about some of these projects, and they're projects that I truly believe in. Like, you know, when I was talking about XDC, I was talking about XDC all through this massive low, and I was even talking about it during the highs too. I was talking about XDC for a very long time, but during the low, I made sure that you guys realized just how overlooked this gem was, and you know, nobody cared about it. They were saying like, oh yeah, we keep hearing that it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen, and then it finally does, and that's when people finally realize like, oh, maybe I should have listened. And you know, these markets, they're not small markets, they're just overlooked. Nobody really knows about them. You talk to somebody about trade finance and they're like, what is that? And you know, they don't know that there's trillions of dollars locked behind these closed doors. And these are doors that have not been touched by the, you know, digital age of technology. So they're markets that are extremely ripe for disruption. They're markets that need this innovation, because you know, they're plagued with inefficiencies, high cost, these are major problems and pain points for these companies, institutions, banks, you name it. So, you know, I love to see XinFin really spearheading this move towards a digitalized future around trade finance. And I'm just so damn excited to see where this thing goes, because I know that this team has been working relentlessly. I know that the technology is unmatched, and we're going to start to see a lot more movement, especially from the XinFin side of things, into Australia. So Australia looks like the next 12 months, Australia is where all the action's going to be at from XinFin. And, you know, even around Australia, they're going to continue to expand. There's so much to look forward to here. And let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I know that I'm happy. Are you guys happy about this? Because you should be. So with that being said, if you guys did enjoy the video, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord in the description below. As always, up to you all. Have a beautiful day or beautiful night wherever you guys are on this world. That's been Nick. Peace out, guys.